Hello, and welcome to the Measured Pencil, here for another bonus episode.
Bonus.
Happy Tuesday, Wes.
Happy Tuesday to you, Stephen.
Hey, we were talking,
as we're wont to do,
and we were talking about which pencils we'll actually take out in public.
Yes.
It's a thing for me because I'm vain.
Me too. Super vain.
And especially now that we do a pencil podcast,
God,
I care what I get caught in public
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
Am I just awful?
I expect every pencil I bring out to be a 10-minute conversation at least.
Yes.
And I think somebody's going to recognize me even though my face is nowhere other than the YouTube link one time. But yeah, I'm like, oh boy, here we go. This person's going to come up to me and I better make sure I have the best representation of me right now in this moment in one pencil.
Yeah, no, I'm guilty of that too. Before we jump into which ones we take out in public, are there any that you don't take out in public?
Yeah, I wouldn't take the 800 out in public because it's too much money and I don't like it. So it's like a twofold thing where I wouldn't want to drop it and also I don't want to show it off.
Right.
Slightly not embarrassed for it, but just like it's just not something that I want to go through the whole rigmarole of explaining. You know, like I do want people to know about the tip wobble, but I'd rather talk about something. There's like 9 other pencils that I'd rather talk about. So
yeah.
How about you? Which ones would you not bring out in public?
I keep my Cross Solo at home, the graduation present one, because that's kind of irreplaceable.
Right.
Also, the Parker Flighters. That I got. We haven't talked about them yet. This is going to be a thing.
Yeah.
It's actually not a common pencil, so it took me a while to find it, but it's also not one I particularly like writing with.
Sure.
So those kind of stay at home. So if you were to go out, what would you grab?
So the other day I had a list of items I needed to procure, and I wanted to bring a pencil with me to mark those things off. I had just bought the Hexomatic Retro 1951, and I had it with me, and I was like, I wanted to like leave it at home, or I wanted to leave it in the car, but then I was like, you know what? Treat yourself, or live a little. Or I read a book one time that was like, don't just let your china sit up in a closet forever. Like, eat on it once a year. So in that vein of like having a midlife crisis and like, you only live, I don't know, but I decided to bring it in, and it led to me holding it in my hand, clutching it the entire time, and I was pushing the cart with one hand because I was afraid of dropping it. So in the thread of this conversation, it didn't exactly apply. I would probably have picked something else.
So you were testing the waters for your new pencils.
Testing the waters. The issues that I was worried about were dropping it. I think that's a good litmus test for me. Is this a pencil that I'd be okay dropping? And that kind of really narrows the field down a lot.
Yeah. If I'm out running errands like you're describing, it's my Zebra 301 all the way.
Yeah.
And I have those stashed. Like there's one that lives in my car. There's one that lives in my one jacket. There's one that lives in my other jacket.
Yeah.
Those are pre-staged.
Yep.
Those are out there. If I'm taking like my man bag that will also fit my notebook and all that. Usually in that will be the 701.
Okay.
And a Cross Century.
Nice.
Usually I grab those two. In my vanity, I want something that looks nice.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And that's immediately noticeable that I just didn't get a bag of pens or pencils.
Yeah.
I do have to say I might be trading those out, though.
Yeah?
Because I just got the Carandash 844 in fluorescent yellow.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Your fluorescent orange one inspired me, and I am all in on this pencil.
Would you drop it, though? Would you be okay dropping it? Because I would not be okay dropping mine. But I want to bring it out because it looks so fantastic.
Well, again, that goes back to what am I using it for?
Yeah.
If I'm just casually out and about, it's that Zebra. But if I'm going to like a coffee shop to do some writing in my matching fluorescent yellow moleskin notebook, I mean, it's perfect camouflage. Then I like if I'm really going out to be seen as using a writing utensil,
Yeah.
then I want something fluorescent
Yeah.
that's going to dominate the whole room.
Absolutely. In that same instance, I would bring out the Caran d'Ache too, or I would bring out the Pentel Carry.
Ooh, yeah.
Because I would actually be somewhat okay dropping this because it's not that expensive, right? And it has a certain style and panache to it that it would be kind of cool just like sitting out on a table like this. And I'm cringing myself when I say these things, listeners. I know how vain this sounds, but that's where we're at today. So just bear with me.
You know, I like the Carry now that I'm looking at it, and I have often considered getting one myself. I think that has a really good balance of it's clearly purchased to be a nice pencil.
Yeah.
Without trying too hard to be a nice pencil.
Right.
It's not like screaming at you, but you can tell that it didn't just, somebody didn't pick it up at a bank. You didn't pick it up somewhere. You didn't just get a bunch of them.
Right.
There's intentionality to it.
Yeah, and it has a cap too. So
Yeah.
while it's just sitting out, you could just have the cap on, and then if it rolled off the table, it'd be fine. The tip would still be protected. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to change my mind. It would either be the Caran d'Ache or the Carry. I thought about the Rapid Pro, the Rotring Rapid Pro. We haven't talked about that yet. We will. It's one of my favorites of all time.
I think it matters too what setting I'm in.
Yeah.
I spoke about errands versus coffee shop. I'd be more apt in the coffee shop to have that bright Caran d'Ache versus a work meeting. I'm definitely going to go more towards my cross century.
Yeah, that's true.
Or if I'm trying to be appear more technically minded in this one work project, I'm going to use the Zebra because it looks a little bit more like a drafting pencil. But
right.
I don't know. It's all vanity, and I will fully admit it.
But what's interesting is in the place that you're most likely to get asked about your own podcast is probably in that work meeting.
It is.
So which one would you want to represent in that instance?
I think for especially also where I work, it's more traditional.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make the more conservative choice of the cross pencil.
I might stick with the Caran d'Ache. This pencil has just dominated my world lately. I can't get away from it. So yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for indulging us as we cringily talk about what we're willing to be seen in public with.
Oh, can you feel the insecurity emanating from me in waves through this microphone? I'm going to change the foam thing on this microphone after this episode.
All right, well, catch us on Thursday, and we'll talk about more fun pencils.
Bye.
This was The Measured Pencil with Wes Nelson and Stephen Murray. Theme song and additional music composed and performed by Josh Baumgartner. Additional production support by Two Desk Productions. If you want to see what the pencils look like, please follow us on Instagram at The Measured Pencil. If you'd like to share your pencil story, please record a short audio file, maybe 1 to 2 minutes, and email it to us at themeasuredpencil@gmail.com. Or, if you'd like us to review your favorite pencil, please email us with the name, and it might appear on a future episode. Thanks for listening.